Hello, Gary Hernandez here, and welcome to Kane Self-Defense and Master Gary Hernandez. Brand new year, 2022, and I believe this is my first video. So I want to dedicate the first video to people that are brand new to the cane, that are deciding to pick up the cane for the first time and learn to defend themselves because they're wanting to use this as a self-defense tool, or they have to carry it for mobility, and they decided now they want to learn to defend themselves. So with that said, let's talk about brand new people and a couple of things about the cane you should know before I give you one technique to start practicing with. Now, if you have to use the cane for mobility, or you have an ailment or an injury of any kind, first thing you have to be able to tell yourself is, can I lift it up to at least about here? Because I got to be able to get it up to at least about here to where I can get two hands if I need two hands, or one hand for swinging. If you can't, you have to start working some upper body strength and get the arms and shoulders a little stronger to pick up the cane. It doesn't mean you can't, you just may have to work a little bit more for it. Now, number two, you want to also, being brand new to the cane, if you can, start working your right and left hand. Work both sides in case you are injured on one or the other and you have to fall to using the cane on your left or your right. Don't worry right now about what kind of cane do I need to get. There's so many different kinds out there. Don't worry about, whether it needs to be traditional, it needs to be derby style, or whether it needs to be just a straight cane, ball weight cane. Don't worry about that right now. That you have all the time to think about what you're going to like, and you're probably going to collect and get different kind of canes. Now, with that said, I want to talk real quick before I go into using the technique I want to show you. Is you also want to run this through your mind. You always hear myself and other people always say the same thing. Besides learning self-defense techniques, you need to have situational awareness and self-preservation. Now, self-preservation, everybody knows I'm worried about me getting hurt, me getting killed, even not just physically, but also mentally, emotionally, self-preservation. Situational awareness, it's another thing. We always say that, there's an alleyway and I see two creepy dudes down there, but that's going to save me a 10-minute walk around. Well, I'm a situational awareness. I see them. I'm scanning the area. Is there more than two? Is there something going on? Okay, well, let's talk about the third you don't hear a lot of people talk about, but I do talk about it. Common sense, people. I know people that situational awareness, oh yeah, I always walk into a place, I'll look for the exits, my back's against the wall, I'm scanning the area, I'm checking people to see whether they're carrying a concealed weapon, because I can tell, and I'm looking all over the place, yeah, I know that guy might do something, so maybe I'm going to have to shoot down over here. Well, common sense is the thing you want to know. First off, that's all great. But common sense is going to tell me, don't even go that way. And understand this. You wheel the cane does not wheel you. Basically, you run it, it doesn't run you. And here's what I mean by that. Just because you're learning to use this as a self-defense tool doesn't guarantee you in life it's going to get you out of anything. I don't care whether you're carrying a gun, a knife, pepper spray, taser, none of that really guarantees anything in life. All right? Practice and training helps, absolutely. Right tools for the right job, yes. But one wrong mishap can either A, get you killed, or B, get you put in prison. So that's where common sense comes in. I already fell through with situational awareness and said, there's two creepy dudes down that aisle. All right, self-preservation, well, I don't want to get hurt, but I got this stick, so I'm going to use this if I need to. Well, let's go back to common sense. I can save 10 minutes by going down this way, or if something happens, I can get killed, or if I kill somebody and I can't prove it's self-defense, then I might have to spend 10 years in prison. 10 minutes around it, or 10 years, or even 10 months of legal battles. I'll take the 10 minutes to walk around. So common sense has to be up there with situational awareness, and self-preservation. Now, with that said, let's talk about a simple technique you can do. Brand new to cane, let's talk about tip on the floor strikes. Now, I'm going to cover more down the road about chambering for when I'm picking my cane up to do certain strikes and all that in my videos before you see that. But let's talk about tip on the floor strikes, quick strikes, because a lot of times people get attacked. If you see it coming and they're charging and you can pick it up, that's great. If you happen to know something's going to happen and you've got it ready to go, that's great. But there are a lot of times you get flanked. Someone's coming up. Someone's coming behind you. All of a sudden, you got to swing from the hip, as they say, where the tip is on the ground. So I'm walking by and all of a sudden this guy stepped out of somewhere. Situational awareness or not, that door looked closed. I'm walking by, I saw it. All of a sudden somebody did something over there. I looked over there and then this guy stepped out. So here I am. Walking around, all of a sudden tips on the floor, a quick swing. Now, you can swing vertically, you can swing horizontally, and you can swing diagonally from tip on the floor. It may not be as strong as when you're holding it this way, and as you're training, you're going to feel and understand that, especially when you hit a solid object. But it's a fast, quick strike to get somebody off you, to give you a second or more to do something, whether it's strike with a secondary strike or get the hell out of there. So tip on the floor. You're here. All you're doing, if you happen to see somebody coming in, you can step forward, tip on the floor. If they catch you off guard, you can step backwards, tip on the floor. You can step to your left, tip on the floor. You can step to your right, tip on the floor. And you can step diagonally any way you want to go. Now you notice my hand. The hand comes up. If you're brand new to the cane, whether it's whether you're left-handed and you're swinging, bring that hand up. No matter what you're doing, unless you got two hands, bring that other hand up. Here's why. As I'm swinging, I don't want this hand dangling and I accidentally kind of catch it or it gets caught up on my own hand. Number two, if it's up and I'm moving it around, it's able for me to grab it and go into two-hand fighting. Number three, I may block, strike, or pull while I'm striking. So I have the ability to use it. Remember, this hand has a job. So again, practice your tips on the floor. You're here, we're not chambering. I'll do a whole thing on chambering later. I'm here. All I simply do is swing it out. You don't have to go. I always go for the head, but you don't have to go for the head. There's the ribs. There's the leg. So you have a quick strike while you're here. Again, if you see it coming, yes, you're ready. But if you see some guy coming up to you kind of quickly, he might be simply wanting to ask you a question and all of a sudden you're threatening. It doesn't mean if he's coming up quick you can't, hey, what's going on, in case you have to defend yourself. But again, if you get caught off guard, it's fast. So practice your tip on the floor from here and swing. Practice it. As I always say, make it your own. And remember, you run the cane does not run you. So hopefully this tip helps. Gary Hernandez, thank you very much. Have a good 2022 as we go forward into cane training, and I will see you guys